I love this. Uh, Nashville City Council just reinstated Justin Jones, and if he's reinstated for like a temporary position, if he runs again, he can become a lawmaker again. And this is going to piss off so many right-wingers. I just love it.
The Nashville City Council has voted unanimously to reinstate one of the Tennessee state representatives expelled last week for joining gun violence protests. Justin Jones will serve as interim representative in the seat left vacant by his expulsion. To make his appointment permanent, he will have to run in a special election. Jones was part of a group of Democrats dubbed the Tennessee Three, who faced expulsion last week for protesting on the House floor. Only Gloria Johnson survived the vote.
No surprise there, she's white.
Meanwhile, those protests are still taking place. Demonstrators once again gathered at the state capitol Monday to call for gun control. Mark Strassman has the latest from Nashville.
Suddenly, the so-called Tennessee Three are everywhere. In the streets of Nashville today, on television, and probably in state Republican nightmares. Former Democratic State Representative Justin Pearson and Justin Jones.
So there is no democracy in Tennessee. Tennessee is the most undemocratic state in the nation.
You don't understand.
Last week, mostly white Republicans in the Tennessee House flexed their supermajority. They expelled two young black lawmakers from mocking House decorum with a bullhorn and bravado.
I'm concerned about the House floor following the process and procedures that are laid out that you should follow and not having a protest, as it was described over here.
No, they got expelled for protesting. Nowhere in the Constitution does it say that they couldn't protest in the House. Well, the Constitution of the United States says you can peacefully assemble.
On the House floor.
Jones's district included part of Nashville, and in a special session today, the city's Metro Council met to appoint an interim state rep. As expected, they named Jones in effect to replace himself until Tennessee's governor sets the date for a special election. If Republicans here hoped ousting the two Democrats would silence them, make them smaller, their tactic backfired. GOP leadership here got smaller, and Jones and Pearson now have a national voice.
When they expelled us, they had no idea that this was going to happen.
Mark Strassman joins me now. Mark, first on the question of Jones, Justin Jones, can there be any further challenges now that Jones has been reappointed to his old seat?
No, John, there can't. They have essentially it's the legislative equivalent of double jeopardy. He cannot be punished for the same offense twice. And so at this point, they're basically going to have to learn to just accept the fact that the commissioners here have spoken. He is the interim rep. And if you don't like the fact that he's back in the chamber, I guess you have to hope that when the governor does set a date for a special election, that he doesn't get, in fact, reelected.
So that's a big old loss for the Republicans.
But for now, he's in.
Okay, now what about Justin Pearson? What's the situation with his condition?
He has a similar situation. On Wednesday, from Memphis, Shelby County Commission also has to appoint an interim state rep. He obviously is hoping that he's that person. And I just talked to him 5 minutes ago. He thinks he's going to pull it off, number one. And number two, he is also pretty clear that he sees this as more than about him personally getting reelected, but that the voice of his district is also heard again, because right now there is no representation in that district. Until the interim state rep is appointed, they have nobody to speak for them. So his view is...
So no taxes without representation, right?
This is really about the people who elected me. He, of course, wants to be that voice, and right now he says there is no voice for those people.
So what's happening on the underlying issue that started all of this? Now it's become a Republican-Democrat fight and all of that. But what about those underlying protests you've been reporting on, and what's going on with those?
Yeah, underlying protests that were reinforced, of course, by today's horrible events in Louisville, on top of the shootings at the Covenant School 2 weeks ago. Right now, any push for making access to guns more restricted seems to be going nowhere. I mean, it's a Republican supermajority. In the House alone, Republicans outnumber Democrats 3-1. The only thing that has really changed, John, is this. Republicans had some proposed legislation that would have expanded gun rights, including arming more teachers and allowing college students to carry weapons on campus. What they've agreed to do for now, because...
You know, what is funny is right-wingers constantly call teachers evil and groomers, and they're nothing but communists looking to convert or infect students with wokeism or transgenderism. And then they say, we gotta arm all these teachers to fight mass shooters. And it's like, do you guys even listen to yourself talk?
Because of what happened at the school here, is to postpone that till next year. But there is no real sign here that gun control legislation is going anywhere despite what's happened around here.